Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Scumbags movie podcast. My name's Seth.
My name is Nick.
This is episode 149 of the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay. I've got some delicious food waiting for me in the fridge, so, this is fun, but can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, well, at least you don't have a kidney stone lodged in your crotch.
Hey, you got a kidney stone? Look even better, my crotch.
Oh, what a debacle that's been.
So you haven't gotten the piss rock out yet?
I haven't gotten the piss rock out yet, but I don't think we talked to the audience since then. Yeah, I had to go to the ER. It's horrible.
Yeah, sounds like... Well, you want to break down the experience?
Yeah, and then I want to break down this stone.
And then you want to break down mentally.
I woke up on a Friday morning. It's about 3 a.m. The worst pain ever in my right side of my back. Like, the worst pain ever.
Like, felt like 50-50 sort of thing?
Well, that's the first thing I thought of, let me tell you. I was like, God, this is it. No, it felt like somebody had a knife lodged into my back, you know?
I can't even imagine.
It would not go away, you know. I got up and moved, and it almost takes your breath away. I was, you know, and I tried to readjust myself, and nothing. So an hour goes by, and I'm just like, this is so fucked. You know, I was suspecting I had a kidney stone, possibly because of the family history.
Right.
But I didn't want to come to that. You know, I didn't want that to be a realistic thing. I didn't want that to actually come true. So
so you thought cancer at first.
Yeah. But then I'm like, you know, hour and a half goes by. This pain is so bad. I break into a fever. I'm throwing up. And, yeah, I had to get my ass to the ER.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine being in so much pain that you have to throw up.
Yeah, and believe me, I don't go to the doctor or the hospital unless I'm fucking dying, you know?
Yeah.
I just had nothing to take to get by or to get rid of it. And, of course, you know, I get to the ER, and I'm sure I've talked about this on the show, but I've got a severe thing with blood and needles, and you know, you got to get an IV. They put stuff in you, and of course the chick just fucks it up, and I'm bleeding all over the place. It was the worst morning of my life.
Yeah, it sounded horrible the way you explained that whole debacle.
Yeah, so I'm just working on fluids now. I'm supposed to drink water, but right now I'm enjoying a New Belgium 1985 IPA mango.
Ooh, nice.
I've been drinking a gallon a day for the past week and a half.
It's kind of a wake-up call, right?
Well, I mean,
in a way,
I think it's more of just like a shit hereditary luck, you know, because I don't drink a lot of soda.
Yeah, but you also don't drink as much water as you should either.
I guess so. Yeah, in that sense, definitely. Sometimes I was realizing after the whole thing, fuck, sometimes I don't go till noon, you know, before I have any water. I'll have a couple cups of coffee, and
yeah, that's horrific.
Yeah, so I'm I'm changing up my lifestyle a little bit.
I don't know how you do it either, but you don't eat breakfast.
I don't know. I should.
I mean, I didn't today, but I can't not.
Yeah, I mean, like all I've had today was that sandwich I had at lunch. So
crazy, and I'm starving right now.
I could eat.
I could always eat.
So that's what's going on with me. Anything with you?
I stubbed my toe.
Wow. Must really hurt.
It was like the worst pain I ever felt in my life.
Jesus.
It was horrible.
And I was thinking... Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I had nothing specific to say.
Well, you know, we've been doing a couple of the Criterion movie huntings. I was wondering, you think there's anyone that listens to this podcast that, like, just discovered it without knowing about our YouTube or anything?
You mean the podcast and doesn't know about the channel?
Yeah, you know, like, I wonder if there's anyone out there listening on iTunes or something that doesn't know about the whole YouTube thing.
I'm sure there are. I mean, there's people I went to school with that will randomly hit me up at times and be like, hey, I've seen your videos.
Right.
And I would never know unless they told me away from... So it's very possible.
So if you're out there listening and you just kind of know the podcast, it's really just kind of a compliment to, you know, the bigger picture, what we do over on YouTube. YouTube.com/Cinema Scumbags if you, for some reason, have not been over there. Criterion sales have been going on at Barnes & Noble. Nick and I have gone out a couple times. made a couple fun videos where we just kind of, shoot the shit and go out and buy some movies, and those are getting pretty well received, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we have people commenting that don't usually, and it's great to see, and I think we kind of know from now on where to put our resources and time into.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you don't know about it, head on over there and check it out. I don't know.
Pretty much the same thing as we do on here, but you get a visual representation of us.
If you want to see my neck beard in person.
If you want to see my moobs in person.
Some nice tits.
Yeah, but I think we've discussed sale ends, I think Sunday or Monday. I think we might go one more time. So
yeah, let's make it a trilogy.
Yeah, the COVID and Criterion's trilogy, the greatest trilogy to ever grace the screen.
Better than the Before trilogy.
Well, most things are.
Excuse me.
Well,
last episode we did best war films. I think that was pretty good.
I thought it was too. Oh, speaking of that, you finally saw Come and See, eh?
Oh my God.
Let's come and see what Seth has to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always heard about that. I always wanted to see it for a long time, and then Criterion announced they were putting it out, and it was definitely a thing that I wanted to buy. And if you watched the first video we made, it was almost an issue, but we did manage to hunt down a couple copies. Every so often I come across a film, you watch it for the first time, and it's just like, right then, it's like, wow, masterwork,
Yeah.
And that was one of those for me. I was just kind of blown away by it.
Well,
could watch it again right now.
Before we kind of go into it, what are some other ones that you've given fives like right away?
I mean, I think the last time you did that was Hacksaw Ridge. Okay. No, Irishman. I did it for The Irishman.
Okay.
But like very few and far between. A lot of times if I really like something, not that we're investing a whole lot of stock into our Letterboxd star ratings, who really gives a shit? But just arbitrary. Just in terms of my own personal opinion, a lot of times if it's something I really like, I'll drop like a 4.5 on it, thinking, well, eventually this is going to be a 5.
Right.
Yeah. But that was one that just kind of, I don't know, the war movies we talked about on the last episode, but the good ones are really, really fucking good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've done it maybe 3 times where I've given 5s right away, and 2 of them I watched one time and I haven't gone back since, which are Paths of Glory and Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah.
And then I did Hacksaw, which I've seen. I think Letterboxd has a exclamation because I've watched it like 10 times.
Yeah,
which is sad.
I'm right there with you, man. That's a fuck. But
like,
I mean, it's a rare thing,
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of war movies, and there's a lot of pretty good ones, but there's some that stick out.
Yeah, the great ones tend to be like, masterpieces, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the Saving Private Ryan and the Apocalypse Now and Come and See. I mean, amazing.
Yeah, those are great. I really need to go back and watch that. It's just kind of, it's a rough one.
It is. I was prepared for that. It's one of those where people hype it up so much. It's like, oh, this is really a brutal film. So I think because I knew what I was getting into, I was able to digest it a little more. Like, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just like, okay, I know this is okay now. I know it's going to get fucked up pretty soon.
It's a very different type of brutal. Like,
yeah,
it's just very natural.
Yeah, and I was looking through the supplements on there, and there's a like a new interview that Criterion filmed with Roger Deakins talking about like the influence that film's had on his career. And really, when I was watching that, I could see a lot of stuff that kind of shots that kind of paralleled 1917.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, really interesting because you can kind of see where that influence was drawn big time.
Well, I mean, those supplements are that's the big thing with Criterion. I mean, I know I barely touched on it in our last video, but what's the point of getting a Netflix film from Criterion? Well, the supplements that are not on Netflix.
Of course.
It's just that film is something else.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best blind buys I've ever made. I mean,
crazy,
truly phenomenal.
Sometimes I never know what you're gonna think of a film. I figured you'd like it, but I didn't expect to get a text saying, "Dude, come and see some masterwork."
Well, in the words of Matt, I'm an enigma.
That's for sure. Oh man. Well, Today we're going to be talking about a lot of films. A lot of films from quite a while ago. Sadly, I can't believe I'm saying that.
This is kind of a recurring theme with our podcast. We do these types of episodes every so often where we look at like a milestone or a certain anniversary of a year or something, and then we talk about the films that have came out or how old they are. So we're doing 25 years today.
25 years, so that would make 1995. We'll get into that a little later. Got a little bit of things. Have some things to talk about. Some news and some big Criterion news. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Now, here's something that may get you a little excited, Seth.
Okay.
You a fan of David Lowery?
I like, did he do a ghost story?
He did. A ghost story. He did Pete's Dragon a few years back.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he also did, I forget the Redford movie, Old Man and the Gun.
That one was not that great.
That one was okay.
I really love Ghost Story, though. I've seen that a couple times, and that Pete's Dragon remake was really good.
Yeah, I want to see his Green Knight? It's coming out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I want to see that too for sure.
Yeah, that looks good. But it seems like a lot of the time with these live action Disney films, we always learn about them based on a casting. So David Lowery is going to be helming the Peter Pan live action film, and Jude Law will be playing Captain Hook.
How many times are we going to do a live action Peter Pan movie?
I don't know. I mean, it says here, obviously 1991 Hook from Steven.
Didn't they do one in like the early 2000s?
2003 Peter Pan with
the kid from Sasquatch Gang and the Lifetime original film Cyber Seduction, where he's addicted to porn.
Jesus, that's not a film you should know about.
Well, I also should know about Too Young to Be a Dad, starring Paul Dano on the Lifetime Network, but I'm feminine.
Well, we also have that one, and then the 2015 origin story from Hugh Jackman played Captain Hook. So
I don't even remember that coming out.
I don't know. Do you like the original Peter Pan, the animated one?
I've never seen it.
It's pretty solid, but that's one I have not seen in probably since 1995. To be honest, it's been a long time.
It's not really something oh god, I really want to watch Peter Pan.
Yeah. I think one of these weeks I need to go back and watch a lot of those older Disney ones that I just haven't seen in years, because I remember the VHSs and just completely wearing them out back in the old days.
The old clamshell.
Oh yeah, the old clamshell. Miss those days. Not really. Yes, I do.
Go to any Goodwill in America and you'll find 20 copies of Aladdin and
oh yeah, for
Beauty
a buck.
and the Beast.
For a buck, but what's it gonna give you? What are you gonna do with it? Stare
Nothing,
at
just
it.
more junk.
Stare at it.
You can put it in your downstairs library of 50,000 films.
Whose is that?
Oh, there's some guys that they just collect junk.
Oh, I got you now. I understand. Yeah. So Peter Pan, pass.
Would watch at some point, I guess.
Well, we say it quite often now. We give the live action news shit, but the live action movies end up being all right.
Shit, Beauty and the Beast, great. Aladdin, great.
I would.
Lion King, shit.
I would. Yeah. Well. Ooh, I can't wait to get to another animatronic animal movie later.
Tell me, Emma Watson is not just so charming in that Beauty and the Beast film. I don't care if she can't sing.
Emma Watson was my sexual awakening, so I would think she's charming in anything.
Mine too.
Oh, Hermione.
She needs to sort her priorities.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a place I know. So, moving on. Moving on. This is something that you told me about, I think. I have no attachment to this at all because I didn't watch the original, but they are rebooting The Wonder Years. and I'm only saying this because it's in the article, the Wonder Years reboot featuring Black Family, a go at ABC.
Anyways, what's next? No, whatever, stupid. It'll never last.
I don't know why you would reboot the Wonder Years at all.
No.
Because what's so wonderful about the 2010s?
Well, no, I thought you were going to make some joke where it sucked the first time.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not like you where I talk shit about things I haven't seen.
No, you clearly said that to me when I sent you the link to the black version.
Don't recall.
You go, was it good the first time around? Honestly, I wouldn't be one to sit here and watch this sitcom from the 90s or whatever you want to even categorize that show as, but it really is good. You got
shitcom.
You've got Daniel Stern doing the narration. It's money, man.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's fucking great. He's the adult version of Fred Savage, just reflecting on his life.
Okay. Good premise.
It's a really good show.
Who do you think is going to voice the new one?
The narrator?
Kevin Hart?
Yeah, probably. Lil Rel Howery.
That's actually pretty... I know you're probably trying to be funny, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't they try to make like an Uncle Buck reboot with one of those guys? I can't remember who it was, but it just doesn't work, I don't know.
Some things are better left in the time they came out.
Yeah, I mean, why not just make a show about like a black kid growing up in the 60s? It could be really good, but why do you got to leech off the Wonder Years?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's also what I thought of when I was looking back at what I typed up is why not just make something fresh? Right. I mean, I feel like that could be a good idea for a show, Yes.
The Wonder Years, much like Boy Meets World, which, the Savage Brothers, kind of weird they were both in a show like that, but they kind of had a good balance of being like funny, but they're also like serious issues, when you're that age watching that shit.
Well, so, yeah. And
they could definitely do that.
And with it, you don't have to you could call it literally anything else, and there's a lot of content you could go with. You could go with, racial issues and just growing up in general. But I don't know why you have to name it the Wonder Years.
Well, because nobody would probably watch it otherwise. It's a marketing thing, but whatever.
I get it. I mean,
that stuff is annoying to me, but like it doesn't damage the integrity of the first show. If the reboot comes out and sucks, well, the first one doesn't disappear.
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything to the legacy of the original anything.
Yeah.
So, pass. Well, I'm just not really into TV as much.
I haven't watched a series since The Greatest Show Ever ended. 6 Feet Under.
It ruined it for me.
It did. It ruined
that show
TV.
Sucks.
Let's just stop.
That show's a piece of shit.
Just stop.
Oh, watch the grand
finale. Are you being serious, or?
The more I think about it, the more I think I am.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
If you think the Breaking Bad ending's better than the 6 Feet Under ending,
I care more about Walter White than I care about any of the characters I can't think of their names of.
Well, we know by that county jail tattoo that you got, bud, that we talked about earlier today.
Oh, it probably was. I mean, if you saw the guy that did it, you'd be like, yeah, that's probably where he came from.
I know Bryan Cranston is Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, and that's it.
And you're allowed to. That's fine. You're just
actually
stupid.
I like Breaking Bad a whole lot, bud.
I know you do. You're not getting a reaction from me.
If you go back to my Instagram years ago, it's like the last season of Breaking Bad, and I take a picture of the screen, and I've got like a coffee, and the picture's like Starbucks and the final season. Douchebag.
Oh, I'd hate to go back and see some of the stupid stuff I post. I liquidated a lot, but I also left stuff to laugh at later.
Yeah, me too. I went through. I did like a purge not too long ago. 6 Feet Under is great though. You're dumb. Help.
Yeah.
Seth's talking about it again.
Help. Seth won't shut the fuck up
Help.
Again.
Michael C. Hall's makeup looks like shit.
Help. Michael C. Hall put on his own makeup.
Hey, that's a great LGBTQ show, so...
Well, anything Alan Ball does is...
Alan Balls.
Alan Ballsack. Moving on. Talk about something that just sounds fucking fantastic. Ryan Gosling's Wolfman gears up at Universal as director decision nears.
Can you put some cricket sounds right here in the audio, please?
Well, you're the one that edits the podcast, so...
I'm going to do it. Weird. Is this part of that, like, Universal Universe thing?
Yeah, it is. So it says months after the Universal successfully relaunched the Monster Universe with The Invisible Man, seems like they're putting out Wolfman.
Wait. So what about The Mummy and Dracula Untold? Are those part of it?
I think they restarted.
Well, they should, because Dracula Untold fucking sucks.
I haven't seen it. What was the other one? Oh, The Mummy sucks butt.
Yeah. The Invisible Man I heard was good.
It's like a bass drum. It's like the Jumanji drums.
It gave me indigestion talking about it.
Well, you haven't seen the new Invisible Man, have you?
No, I've heard it's good, though.
It's pretty good, yeah. I mean, if they use that tone throughout the series, I'd watch. I'd be interested. It's very dark.
I'd be curious to see Wolfman.
I'm a big fan of Ryan Gosling as much as...
He's done one good movie.
Blue Valentine?
Blade Runner 2049.
The Nice Guys?
Nope.
Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah, or is that the year? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah.
Everything else. Whew.
You don't like La La Land?
No.
It was so popular, I can't.
Oh, there's that argument.
Well, once it starts to become...
Yeah, what?
Once it starts to become the tradition, then, it's set in stone that you're a douchebag. So
Interesting. Yeah, none of those Martin Scorsese films are popular. The Shining's not popular.
You just cherry pick everything, and then you find some dumb Jason Biggs movie. You're like, oh, this is so good. One that nobody's ever seen.
I don't ever say that those movies are so good. I just enjoy them.
Oh, wow, it's so entertaining. Jason Biggs is the actor of our generation.
I might have said that. Don't you ever see somebody's face and they just remind you of better times?
No.
Aren't there any things in life that, like, a sight or a smell or...
Well, I'm currently staring at my boyhood book, and that takes me back to childhood.
Well...
And then I'm also staring at the Persona face next to it.
When I see Jason Biggs' face, it takes me back to 1999.
Well, whatever it takes to get you off.
Shut up.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, I guess they were talking about the same guy that did Invisible Man, Lee Winnell. They were talking about him coming back and doing the Wolfman.
Okay, then just let him do all of them so they have the same tone,
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that'd
Maybe
be fine.
You should be an executive.
Jeez, that took a lot of brain power.
You'd think he had some dum-dums in there, the way people...
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I was reading something. It said everyone from James Wan to Paul Feig to John Krasinski has taken pitches on the characters they would love to tackle. So, yeah, I mean, time will tell.
I like the original.
Like the original Universal, like from what, the 30s or 40s?
I mean, yeah, I like all those.
Oh yeah, they're all very good. But
I'd watch.
And then something else. Speaking of Persona and Ingmar Bergman, this is very exciting to me.
Yeah, to you.
To me, Michelle Williams and Oscar Isaac to star in Scenes from a Marriage limited series. God, I love Michelle Williams. Oscar Isaac's really good too. Fans? Or a fan?
Love Dawson's Creek.
Blue Valentine again?
That movie is fine. It's just fine.
Yeah, well, you're just fine, I guess.
Why? Why can't people just watch the Bergman film?
I mean, it's a very good question. Because people don't know what a Criterion is.
I guess.
I think that's the only way to watch it.
I've never seen that movie. Didn't they make a sequel to it like 40 years later?
They did, yeah. Sarah Bond.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That one is definitely not as good, but obviously the idea was awesome. Yeah, super depressing. I mean, it
Is
gives
this
me...
going to be like a Hulu thing or something? Seems like a Hulu thing.
It's HBO.
Oh, HBO.
Yeah. New version is set to re-examine the show's depiction of love, hatred, desire, monogamy, marriage, and divorce through the lens of a contemporary American couple.
That'll probably be good.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to watch it because I'm just not into series.
Well, and HBO is... I don't know if I could ever rationalize paying for HBO.
Agreed.
So that's why I pirate.
Although I will say, I mean, in terms of series, they've had... A lot of their series are up there with, like, the all-time greats.
Oh, yeah.
6 Feet Under. The Wire.
Empire.
The Sopranos. You know, those are all heavy hitters.
Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Not anymore.
The first two seasons were good.
First... Well, you didn't really get all the way, so...
I think I made it to season 4. I actually think the first season of that show is, like, fucking 5-star quality. Love Mark Addy in the role as King Robert.
Yeah, I love him in...
Still Standing.
Yeah. The quintessential show about a fat, ugly guy with a hot wife.
Starring Taylor Ball from Eddie's $1 Million Cock-Off.
Oh, Taylor Ballsack. Too many balls in this episode already.
Now works at Jimmy John's. I'll make you a gargantuan.
Does he?
He did. Not too long ago, someone posted a picture of him.
That's funny. Speaking of that, I sent you that video, right, about Dax Flame?
Oh, yeah. I need to watch that.
Oh, yeah. It's very interesting.
At Target?
No, he works at an ice cream shop.
Oh, my God. I thought I saw him at Target.
No, he works at an ice cream shop, and he's he's very deliberate in the video about talking shit about the place, which is interesting.
Just talks no way he's going to have a job there.
There's no way. He talks about how he gives people free ice cream, and
that guy was weird, man. I remember the
he's
early days. He's
still an
YouTube,
enigma.
Yeah, I forgot about him. I didn't know he was still around or even a talking point.
Yeah, I mean, he must be doing the rounds because he was in that video, and then he was on the H3 podcast. And
oh, I like that show.
I saw him on something else too. Yeah, he's an interesting dude.
Yeah, weird.
He's one of those guys you can't really figure out or read.
Yeah, well, then he started popping up in movies. 21 Jump Street. He was actually good in that movie.
That's right. He was talking about how was still living off that money.
Shit.
Until recently. But now it really answers the question that I've always wondered: is those people that just pop off early and then you don't hear from, like, what happens to them?
Well, I mean, when he was popular on YouTube, it was so different.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was not the money-making venture it is now.
No, I mean, I remember being on YouTube when they first started rolling out, like, the whole partnership thing where these guys that I watched would, like, it was a huge deal. They go, well, now we have the opportunity to make money. You know, it's really strange.
Yeah, and now people don't think they're making enough money. It's crazy.
No.
Yeah, so scenes from a marriage.
We got our Dax Flame discussion out of the way.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Michelle Williams, though, I do want to watch that Fosse Verdon show about Bob Fosse and his sexcapades.
She's just hot.
Not a good actress.
She's all right, but she's something about her. She's hot.
Yeah, she is. She's like one of the few people that pulls off short hair.
Agreed. She was like the only thing I remember about that shitty Wizard of Oz sequel, too.
Oh, very true. Very true.
And Zach Braff is the monkey.
I remember watching that in theaters way back before, like, I knew what a good movie was, and just being enthralled by it. Being enthralled by the connection between the two movies, like how he projected himself onto the smoke. I was like, wow.
Me too. I went to see that the day it came out. I was like, yeah, it was kind of cool how they connected. But then I watched it like not too long ago. I'm like, oh fuck, this thing's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I watched it. T's family came one weekend, and of course they want to watch shit. So
did I ever tell you about when I met the coroner from Wizard of Oz?
Only every day of your life.
Meinhardt Robbie.
It's coroner, I must have that.
It was quite the experience. Not everyone on Earth can say they met somebody from the Wizard of Oz.
No, that's very true. You have that.
That's all I have.
Put it on a resume.
Put it on my gravestone. That's the coroner from Wizard of Oz.
It'll connect. And then I'll walk up to your grave.
As coroner.
At least it was an interesting midget or munchkin. Excuse me.
Slip of the tongue, Freudian slip.
Sorry
to our short audience out there. Apologize for my co-host behavior.
Oops.
Got some trailers, surprisingly.
I watched all 3 of them.
Wish I could get my 6 minutes back.
My God, maybe the 3 worst trailers I've ever seen.
You didn't think Tesla looked cool?
I don't know. Parts of it, maybe.
Well, a lot of the times when these trailers come out, I go to Letterboxd to add it to my list, and a lot of the times it seems like the circuit they go through as far as film competitions and festivals, people have already seen it, so it's got ratings, and that Tesla is not very high. You know what really? Like, what is it, like 3 probably? It's like a 3, I think.
The douchiest thing on there is when you go to like a movie that's not hasn't come out yet, and there's someone that's leaves a review embargoed, like they're so important, like I saw it and I'm under embargo, I can't talk about it. Why don't you just wait until it lifts and then fucking post your thoughts?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be impressed that you got to see it early?
Well, I think that's the point. I think that's what they're going for.
I'm not impressed.
2.8, so not great. I don't know. I like Ethan Hawke. I like historical stuff.
I like Ethan Hawke too, but not everything that guy does is great.
I mean, that's...
The Getaway, Selena Gomez.
Shut up. I knew you were going to say that.
Yikes.
Well, we'll talk about another Ethan Hawke movie here soon that'll really get us chubbed. There was also one, I Used to Go Here. I really don't... I added this before I even thought we were going to have any trailers to talk about.
I was sitting here thinking, where is he going to say that he used to go? I was waiting for you to finish the story.
I used to go here.
That's how forgettable the trailer was.
Yeah, exactly. I do like Gillian Jacobs a lot, but I also...
What's she from?
She was in a Netflix show called Love. That's what I really know her from. She was in a movie a couple years ago that I watched only because of her, and it sucked ass. It was another Netflix movie, and I couldn't even tell you what it is.
Well, I like Joey King, but you don't see me watching The Kissing Booth.
Oh, Kissing Booth 3? How
My God.
exciting.
I got on Netflix the other day, and like that, the previews start playing or whatever if you're selected on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It looked horrible.
Horrible.
Well, the only thing I know about those movies is from what I've seen from pretty much it doing a commentary on the first one.
Yeah, I believe that.
And it looks like pretty much shit.
Pretty much shit. That's too damn bad.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Last one real quick. We got the Sputnik.
Probably the most interesting of the 3.
Yeah, it looked like a cool body horror space movie. But
it just looks like something that's been done over and over and over again.
Well,
we've seen this before.
Yeah, and like I said, this is another one I went and checked out on Letterboxd, and it's sitting at like a 3. So
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked kind of cool. Body horror, probably rips off Alien.
Oh, all those movies rip off Alien.
Yeah. So that's about it for trailers. Guess we'll talk about some Blu-rays and stuff real quick, maybe. Let's see what we have here.
If you want to.
Ooh. Oh, too bad that came out today when we're recording. 13 Ghosts.
Oh, well. Is it worth like the $25 that Scream Factory charges?
No, it's like sitting at 28 right now, and I just can't do that.
If anyone out there would like to donate to the show and send me, Seth, a copy of Trick or Treat Collector's Edition on Scream Factory Blu-ray, please.
Yeah, and if anybody would... While we're on the topic of Scream Factories, I know everybody loves Seth, but I'm here too, so if anybody wants to pick me up a copy of 13 Ghosts Scream Factory that just came out, thank you.
The Scream Factories are for me, Dad. You can get a Walmart Blu-ray bin pickup from somebody.
No, I'm Dad. I'm the star of the show because I do everything.
Funny how that works.
Let's see. Talk about some Blu-rays. Ooh, yeah. We're getting a new 4K Steelbook for Inception.
Well, I still have my dumbass Best Buy exclusive shooting script version that I went out and bought day one.
What is that?
It's like a box. It's a little box, and it comes with a Blu-ray, and then there's like a shooting script, like a book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I recall. Yeah,
I've been throwing away money since 2011 or whenever that movie came out.
Ever since you figured out what a Blu-ray was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody was making posts, like not even just people, but actual pages were making posts about this movie turning 10, and I was just like, there's got to be something better that came out 10 years ago.
I mean, I will say that seems like a prime candidate for 4K, you know?
Well, yeah. Well,
you could see the building go upside down in 4K.
He got a dream in a dream.
Confusing fucking movie.
Well, the much better 4K Steelbook coming out that day is The Town. Do you have an opinion on anything?
My opinion is that it's better, but not much.
Why is he wearing Boston stuff in every shot?
I went to see that in the theater. Some lady yelled at me because just for a split second, I pulled out my phone to check the Yankees-Orioles score.
Yeah, why would you check that?
You're right. It was like a meaningless game. It was like it wasn't even. It meant nothing.
I do the same thing, so it's okay.
But I was just I had to see, and as soon as I pull it out, she right in my fucking face. She was sitting right next to me.
She must be a Red Sox fan.
Probably. She's like, I'll go tell somebody. I'm like, fucking go ahead.
Oh, let me guess. You're probably wearing some Yankee attire while you're watching?
Probably.
Yeah, so why I don't get the argument. Why is there Boston stuff in every shot? That's how people are when they're in the town of the sports they like.
I don't wear my Yankees gear in multi-million-dollar films. Only I can see it.
But that doesn't make sense. You as a person existing in the world where's Yankee
I don't
stuff.
care. That's not even the problem. The movie's fine. I like the movie, okay?
But that's the only argument you ever give.
Well, it's a little much.
Yeah, well,
much.
So's your Yankee shorts.
It's a little much.
I got some Yankee spring training shorts coming in the way.
They're Curtis Granderson spring training shirts.
Ooh, talk about great people.
The Grandy man can.
Good thing he's not with the Marlins anymore.
Anyways, Town's getting a 4K. I mean, I'd probably get that for.
I mean, it's already on
$7.99.
4K. It's just getting a new Steelbook version.
Oh,
so it's not like a fresh thing.
Wait, is Inception already on 4K?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking on my ass then.
Yeah, well, most of the time.
So what else is new?
A movie that I've heard some good things about, probably want to check out at some point, Swallow.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Go ahead and say it. Hunter, a newly pregnant housewife, finds herself increasingly compelled to consume dangerous objects. In the poster, she's swallowing a thumbtack.
That's interesting.
I don't know if you'll really like it. You're not really good with bodily things.
I liked Raw. Did you ever see that?
That movie sucks.
Yeah, that chick
really
is
made
hot,
me.
though.
Yeah, she is, but I felt very uncomfortable watching that.
No, I mean the chick from Swallow, Haley Bennett.
Oh yeah, she is.
I remember seeing a movie with her, The Hole. It was like a horror movie. It was shitty too.
Interesting. That's about it for that.
It was 2009. I thought she was hot then. I wonder how old she was. It doesn't matter.
She was 7.
No.
Well, that's about it. I mean, especially because we don't have any theatrical stuff.
Thank God.
How exciting. Oh, we did get news that the Back to the Future trilogy is coming to 4K, though.
I don't know what to say about that.
I've already upgraded like twice on that series.
Yeah, I'm tired of buying Back to the Future.
I don't need to do it again. And while I really enjoy the film, it's like, I don't know. It's not my favorite. It just seems like that's the movie everybody loves when they talk about like their favorites of all time.
Yeah.
It's great. I really like it, but I don't know.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Back to the Future?
Oh, yeah, Back to the Future. It's a really good movie, but you're right, it is kind of talked about as like The Godfather or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually great. I would probably give it I'd probably give it 5 stars. From
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have it as 5 stars.
I think that trilogy as a whole, though, is kind of
not good.
Overrated.
Yeah. The third one's not great, and the second one is okay. Like,
yeah.
Actually,
I'm sick of buying those movies, though.
Yeah, now that I mention it, I'm going to look up my rating right now and put myself on the spot.
For the first one?
For the second one. I know I have the first one as a 5 star.
I'm guessing I would have gave the second one 2. Let me look. Or
I don't.
4.
I don't even have it rated. So
Me either. What's that tell you?
Haven't watched it in 5 years.
I wonder if I have the first one rated.
But it just goes to show that I didn't care to finish the trilogy. I just watched the first one.
The first one is a 4. That's a little low. It is it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's that's a good way to put it. It's fun, very fun.
Crispin Glover is phenomenal.
I was listening to, it might have been like the Schmoes or something. They were interviewing him, and he was just talking about all the issues with the second one.
Oh yeah, like
he's not even. I didn't even know he wasn't in the second one. Mm-hmm. I always wondered why his face looked so weird, and I thought it was maybe just the makeup, but it's somebody else.
He got into a big time fight with Zemeckis over that.
I think it was the writer too. Very bizarre.
Glover's a strange man.
He is strange. His finest work is like Mike, though.
Good God. Ooh, he's in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Can't wait to get that set.
Ooh, you still have it pre-ordered, or you cancel it yet?
I do. I've got it pre-ordered. I don't know why. I like throwing money away.
I mean, it's once you see it go out of print and you see the price it goes for, that's
true.
That's when it makes sense. And then
surely you've seen sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off about Friday the 13th.
Surely what?
Surely you've seen Crispin Glover's famous appearance on the David Letterman show.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of it.
Well, there's a few of them. He was promoting this movie, Ruben and Ed, that he was in 1991, and he came out as the character, and he's wearing these glasses, and he's dressed like a hippie, and he starts doing like these fucking karate kicks real close to Letterman's face.
I remember the karate kicks.
Yeah, it's so good. But then he came back like a year later, and he was doing this weird shtick where he wouldn't talk. He was just laughing at everything. Really odd.
Ugh. Some performance artist or something.
Yeah, I like him though.
Well, we do have the October Criterions to talk about real quick, and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. Very excited. So, first one we have is Pierrot. Oh my God, I'm going to butcher this. I'm not French. Pierrot Le Fou?
You're what the French call les incompetents.
You're what the French call lesbian. But this is a Jean-Luc Godard film. I don't know why the art the art of the film really attracts me.
Do you like Godard?
I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. What do you do? Breathless?
Yeah, and I've got Breathless, and I started watching it one night, and I don't know if I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I shut it off.
That's a certain type of film.
Bored.
I like Breathless. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that's all I've seen of his, and I liked it.
That's his second. Oh, I've seen Contempt too.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, and I only watched it because that chick is just smoking hot. It was all right.
Oh,
I don't really remember much about it. Bridget Bardot.
French stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the country that I like the most films from, and I don't think it's France.
It's not France.
What?
It's not France.
Oh, you mean like the one that you like the most from?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the answer is not France.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I do like Truffaut, from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah. Truffaut's pretty good. Day for Night.
Sometimes I need to watch that.
Sometimes I get them mixed up.
Yeah. Jules and Jim. See, 400 Blows and Jules and Jim, that's really all I've seen from him, but I love those two movies. So he wins.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's in Close Encounters, so he wins.
Yeah, very true. He also wrote Breathless. At least he has writing credit for it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really need to watch or rewatch 400 Blows because I remember Shit, I probably watched it a long time ago. Actually, I could tell you right now. I watched it in 2015. So...
Have you logged it?
I did. I logged it 4 stars, but as I was just about to say, I feel like I would appreciate it a lot more now.
I logged it 4 stars too. What was I thinking?
What, you think you'd give it a 5?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I'm different now, you know. I think at the time I wasn't like, I was just kind of starting to get into some shit like that at the time, you know.
Oh yeah, it's
Jules and Jim. I love that movie. I also gave that a 4. That's not reflective.
Yeah. A lot of those older ones, it's hard to say for sure. I just need to rewatch it. Next up, Claudine, which looks like it's got... Oh, we talked about this one a little bit. It's got James Earl Jones. Sounds like a movie about, a man's inability to... or his fear of having a family, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know.
I prefer my James Earl Jones to give baseball speeches.
Yeah? That's good.
Yeah.
I prefer my. I was gonna say a Sandlot thing, but it's pretty much the same thing. Baseball speech.
That is true. See.
Next up, we have The Gunfighter. I would check out. I am a fan of Gregory Pecker, and I like westerns, so
I'll stay away from that one.
I'll stay away from her then.
The fastest gun in the West tries to escape his reputation. Wow, what a synopsis.
Where have I heard that one before?
Oh my god.
Well, if Criterion puts out a western, it must be pretty good.
Well, yeah, Criterion also put out The Lure and other questionable films.
Have you seen it?
I don't think I need to.
Well, to have an opinion, you do.
Fuck you.
Thank you, Claire.
Next up, The Hit. I like movies about hits. This could be cool. Terrence Stamp, along with Tim Roth. Music by Eric Clapton. Hey, Eric, shut your window.
So fucked up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to our Eric Clapton fans out there.
In case you didn't know, that was a joke about his young son falling out of the window and dying.
Yeah, let's just explain it to people. I'm sorry.
Would you know my name?
Never mind. I'm not even gonna touch that again.
If you fell out of the window. So fucked up.
Would you forgive me?
Oh my god.
If I let you fall out. I'm sorry. We're through with that. We're done.
We just reverted back to the old cinema scumbags for about 30 seconds right there.
I know. We're like an alcoholic that kind of got over things and then relapsed for a little bit.
Every so often you crave a little drop. And you go back to your old ways.
Oh, what, of dark humor?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Last but certainly not least, we have
Parasite.
Whatever.
I want to hear what you have to say about this.
I like the movie, and if I fucking say anything critical, then you'll throw the thing at me that it's popular and won Best Picture.
No.
Like
I won't. Not for this one.
Oh, I like the film. Okay, 4 stars is what I gave it. I've seen it twice.
Okay,
4
what's wrong
stars
with
is
it?
good. It's good. It's a good movie. I just don't think it's that great upper tier of film.
I just think it's too well known.
That's ridiculous. There's just some things that bother me about it. For one, the kid gets a fucking 50-pound rock dropped on his head. And half of his, he's bleeding out on the fucking ground.
Oh, sorry, I didn't make a wish on a dumb machine.
See, I knew that was coming. And I don't like how the guy just decides to basically throw his life away because, he called me smelly.
Well, just like we reverted back to our old ways, he reverted. It was... Never mind. I can't explain anything to you.
I'm really a big fan of the sister in that movie, though. I find her very attractive.
So damn Park.
Oh, so damn hot.
It's probably more like Sodam Hussein.
She is hot, man.
Yeah, she is. I love that movie, and we'll just leave it at that.
I like it a lot. I want to own that. I don't want to spend $20 on the Criterion for it, but I like the movie. It was a good film.
Well, you have plenty of choices. You have the regular, you have the 4K, and now you have the Criterion coming out.
I could just not buy either of them.
I mean, it's also cool. I know what you're going to say to this, but it comes with a black and white version, which is it's like you get two different films.
Is that all it takes to make a different cut of something? Take the color out of it?
Well, it's hard to make black and white actually look attractive and look good.
Well, imagine Big in black and white.
I'll try to imagine a good film in black and white.
Give me a break.
Sometimes you just need one version of a film.
And sometimes...
Say it.
I don't have anything. It's good. It's a good movie. Fine. What else was up for Best Picture? Oh, yeah. Sorry, it was not the best film of the year, in my opinion.
Sorry. What is?
I could think of like 7 movies that were better than that last year. Okay. Honey Boy, The Irishman, Uncut Gems, The Lighthouse, 1917.
You're reading off your list, aren't you?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was better. Peanut Butter Falcon was better.
Ooh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I fucking love that movie.
And Marriage Story was better, but Parasite's good.
Well, I think all in all, last year was like one of the better years we've had in a long time.
I agree with that. But looking at my list, I think I need to... I think Parasite needs to be overtaken by Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Well, it's a list of your favorites, not a list of the best. So
no, it's a list of my favorites and the best.
Yeah, well, good thing your opinion isn't the be-all, end-all.
It's hard for me to take last year's Oscars seriously when The Irishman doesn't win any fucking award. That's a joke.
Why
Total
does it
joke.
matter if they win or lose? You can just watch the film and enjoy it.
I'm aware of that, but we invest so much stock into, Best Picture winner, and I mean, that's fine, but for something like The Irishman to not get any awards, it's a joke. That should have won something. Something. Give me a break.
Fair enough.
Fuck Bong Joon.
Got your rant out of the way?
I'm pissed.
All right, well, let's move on to our main topic of the evening. I'm hungry.
Me too. I gotta eat this beef bulgari.
Beef bulgari?
Well, this Parasite got me in the mood for some Asian food.
Ooh. Still gotta figure out what I want to watch later. Anyways. All right, movies turning 25. Well, for those who can't do the math like me, 25 years ago, 1995, I would have been barely 2. I would have been 2 in November. How old would you have been?
I would have been 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
That means I'm 30 now.
Ugh, gross. 1995. My brother was born. Well, I have a list here to get us into to get us back into that time period. I've got some big events that happened that year to try and suck us off into the 1995s. So a few of the big things occurred that year. We had the Oklahoma City bombing. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I mean, barely. I mean, as a 5-year-old kid, you don't really know much about that or what's going on.
Yeah. In March, Yahoo was incorporated. Insane. Wow. Yahoo is a thing I just grew up with.
Yeah.
March 27th, Forrest Gump won Best Picture. In August, Microsoft released Windows 95.
Damn.
September, Cal Ripken breaks the all-time consecutive games played record in Major League Baseball. October, OJ is found not guilty of the double murder of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman. Insane. In October, the Atlanta Braves won the World Series.
It's depressing because that stuff doesn't seem that long ago.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to put it in here, is to try and give us something to go off of, because it really is. Like, I don't remember that time, obviously, but it just feels like so long ago.
I mean, like the Windows stuff. I remember, like, remember when we went out and got our own home computer, and it was just becoming like a popular thing to have the internet and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Very odd.
Insane. And then lastly, in November, the first ever full-length computer animated feature film, Toy Story, is released by Pixar.
Shit. That is... I mean, that movie is the definition, I guess, of a masterpiece. Totally changed the landscape of film.
Oh, it did. It did. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So I also have the list here of the highest grossing films of 95, which, to be honest, is a pretty respectable list. All 10 of these I would or have seen. So number 1 was Die Hard with a Vengeance, made $366 million, which that's like chump change nowadays.
Yeah.
2 is Toy Story. 3 is Apollo 13. 4 is GoldenEye. 5 is Pocahontas. 6 Batman Forever. 7 Seven. 8 Casper. 9 Waterworld, and 10 Jumanji. Pretty decent list of big budget movies that came out.
Those are some big time heavy hitters for sure.
Yeah. But let's jump right into the list and talk about them. Stop me if you want to talk about anything specific.
Let's just see what you got, and then we'll go from there.
Well, January 21st, I did include some foreign films, some that were released overseas, but just so we can talk about them. And I know you've mentioned this one before. January 21st, we had Rumble in the Bronx.
Love that film.
It was released in Hong Kong on this date. I still have not seen it. I have not gotten into Jackie as much as I would like to.
Yeah, it's, me either. I'm not like a Jackie Chan enthusiast, but that one's just fun. I don't know what it is. There's just something like cool about Jackie Chan. He's like goes to this supermarket and he's fucking beating up guys in the aisles, and there's this weird like crippled kid with a wheelchair that has a Game Gear. It's an odd film.
Wow, bizarre.
It's a good film though.
Well, January 27th is a big one. We had Before Sunrise.
Oh my god.
Can we take a sec?
We can go for an hour with this film.
Yeah, I mean, just rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and I mean, it's my favorite. What is it? Is it yours?
That trilogy for me is so hard to rank them because I think they're all just about equal quality. It's not my favorite. I would lean towards the second one as my favorite, but they're all a pleasure to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, some of the big scenes that. I mean, there's a lot of moments, but the kiss on top of the Ferris wheel, that is. But I think
that part when they're standing in the listening room. That's
what I was gonna say. It leads up because of that scene with the tension and.
I know, when you're watching that for the first time, you're like, oh my god, he should come on, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
But I know I do the same thing.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't even made the move in the fucking Ferris wheel or the tower.
I wouldn't have asked her to get off the train.
If that movie was about me, the whole fucking night would have went by. We would have been talking, and nothing would have happened.
Before Sunrise, this is my version. It's a 2-minute version, and it goes like this. Okay, I know this is crazy, but get off the train with me. No. Okay, bye.
Sorry, weirdo. I've got to go.
I've got a boyfriend.
Fucking great film. Linklater at his finest, though.
So good. Love when they walk by the beggar, and instead of asking for money, he writes him a poem.
Oh yeah, that is. I mean, that's my favorite trilogy for sure of all time.
Yeah, and then real quick, the first time they're having these conversations, and the first time they finally are kind of different on their ideals when the fortune teller comes around.
Yeah, that's kind of when she's like. They kind of have a little spat because she doesn't agree with the way he behaves,
Yeah, which, I mean, in the long haul, you kind of set up their differences that end up happening and, before midnight. But
watch that movie, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not seen that trilogy, I think people might kind of be turned off by that just because it doesn't sound exciting. And it's not an exciting movie. It's literally, you're watching it for the dialogue, but it's so masterfully written,
Well, the way I describe it is it's just people talking, which I don't think does a service to the movie.
Right.
I don't know. If it's a certain type of thing, and if you're not into it, well, you probably won't appreciate it.
No, and that entire series, they're talking, but the themes, it's really heavy hitting stuff,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's talking about death on the train or the bus or whatever it is. Yeah,
that shit is too good, man.
Too good. February 3rd. I don't know if you had seen this, but I figured I'd bring it up. In the Mouth of Madness, which is a Carpenter film.
John Carpenter starring Sam Neill. I have not seen that, but I have heard that is one of Carpenter's best, which
It's not saying a whole lot.
Mental illness.
But I do want to see that.
Yeah,
is there a Scream Factory of that?
There is. I see that one a lot. I just see the artwork, so it stands out.
Okay, that might be one I need to make like my priority to grab this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm. And then a week later, we had 3. Billy Madison, Shallow Grave, and Quick and the Dead. If I had to rank those, I would probably put Quick and the Dead last and put Shallow Grave first and Billy Madison second.
Please do not say Billy Madison is a better film than Shallow Grave.
No. Do you like those 90s Sandler movies?
I do. I don't really care for Billy Madison. Great Darren McGavin performance, but
it is. I mean,
I like Happy Gilmore. I like that one.
Yeah, I do
Billy
too.
Madison just kind of annoys me.
Maybe I'll watch Happy Gilmore later.
That's a fun watch. Shallow Grave is Danny Boyle's. Is that his first film?
It's his debut. Yeah,
his debut. I really enjoy that one. That's a Criterion title. I think we might have picked that up at the same time.
I think we did. Or no, I think you might have picked it up and told me, and then I picked it up.
I mean, it's Ewan McGregor. Who else is? I don't know who the other 2 people are. I can't remember.
It's the guy who played the Doctor, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
Christopher Eccleston.
Right.
I think.
Right.
And I can't remember the girl.
It's fun. It's it's a good Danny Boyle film. I like Danny Boyle a whole lot.
Yeah, Danny Boyle's great. I need to rewatch Trainspotting. Every time I see a clip of that movie, I just like fall in love with it again. It's so good.
Yeah, I wish they would put that out on Blu-ray. Criterion.
Criterion. Good God. Man. Double feature. I'd buy that day one for $40.
Man, yeah. Imagine like a 2-pack with that and a sequel.
Shit. February 17th, the big one for the Scumbags, Heavyweights. I mean, what could be said that we have not talked about before?
Is Heavyweights a great film? No. I don't think so. But fuck, it's a good comedy, man.
It is, in my opinion, it's one of the funniest movies.
Yeah, and I don't know I don't think you even have to be like somebody that watched that as a kid to think that's funny. It is genuinely, like, it's Ben Stiller, honestly. Yeah. Comedic-wise, it's Ben Stiller at his best.
It may not have aged well with the subject matter, fat camp, making fun of fat kids.
Oh, yeah, that couldn't come out nowadays because a group of moms would protest it,
Yeah, but it's hilarious. I mean, the characters are just, I don't know. We've talked it to death, and I can't believe that movie came out 25 years ago.
No, there is just something funny about a group of fat ass kids and Ben Stiller as like this crazy fitness guru just giving him shit the whole time.
That's a genius idea, and I think one of Ben Stiller's best roles.
Oh, I agree. Comedic wise, when you ask me best Ben Stiller comedies, that's number 1 for me.
Yeah. March 3rd. I've never seen this, but I remember constantly seeing the trailer on some VHS. Man of the House. With Chevy Chase and JTT.
And JTT, that's a good. Well, it might not be a good movie. I watched that a lot.
Did you?
I don't know why.
The only thing that sticks out in my mind from that trailer is when he's in the shower and he's singing, and he turns on the water and he's like, I don't know what he says. He's like, "Hideo, ow, ow."
There's this scene where they're like some Boy Scout. I don't know if it's like Boy Scout party or something where, like, they're dressed as Indians and they're playing this game like Potato Roll, where they're rolling a potato on a big piece of paper. And I had my mom make that to play at my birthday party. I don't know why.
Well, you were a kid. We do stupid things. That's funny, though.
Farrah Fawcett, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen her in anything.
I think she's in that.
When did she... She had to have passed not long after that, right?
No, she was right around the time Michael Jackson died. She was...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember where I was when Michael died.
So do I.
I was at a Pony League game.
Sitting on the bench, probably.
No, dude, I was a star.
Wow, dude.
I was a 14-year-old boy playing with the big boys.
Nice. I remember where I was at, too. I was walking out of video games, etc.
Really?
You were playing sports, and I was playing video games.
Well, I think that ends the age-old question of who's more athletic.
It's me.
March 10th. This is a very timely movie. One that I've seen quite a bit of recently. It's Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman. Have you heard of this?
I don't even know what that is, man.
I think they're in Africa, and there's like an Ebola strain, and I've seen some clips from it. Looks pretty terrifying, actually.
1995 medical disaster film.
Yeah, it looks pretty horrific, but I want to check it out. March 24th, we have a couple more. Major Pain, Dolores Claiborne. Two differing movies. I mean,
you know who directed Major Pain, don't you?
One of the Wayans brothers.
Nick Castle.
Moving on. So Nick Castle directed Major Pain, and then
Dennis the Menace.
Kathy Bates and Jennifer Jason Leigh got Oscar nominations for Dolores Claiborne.
I remember like my mom watching Dolores Claiborne on TV at the time or something, but I don't know shit about that movie.
I don't know either, but I remember the very basic poster where it's just like their faces on it.
Yeah, it doesn't do it much justice.
No, and I don't know why that's one that sticks out in my mind.
That's a Stephen King book, I think.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's probably, it seems like it's more of a drama than like a horror thing.
She just fucking Kathy Bates around that time terrifies me because of Misery.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Misery, her performance in Misery is fucking frightening. And when I see Kathy Bates around that age, I just think of Misery, but I see her now as an old lady. She seems nice.
What was Misery, 89?
I think so, yeah. Or maybe 90. I think it was 90.
I mean, just a couple years later, she does Titanic, which obviously changes everybody's lives.
She's so nice in Titanic.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Kathy Bates is one of the underrated actors of our time, man. She is fucking phenomenal.
She's fantastic. I mean, even, have you seen Richard Jewell?
Yeah, she was good in that.
Oh, yeah, there's that press conference she has, and not only is it exactly like the actual one, but it's just that scene is fantastic. Yeah, I think she was nominated last year.
Yeah, I really like her, man. She's like, I don't know, as an actress, she's up there with like Bad Santa 2. What a performance.
Yeah, totally. That's not what you say in privacy.
She's disgusting in that film.
That movie's pretty disgusting.
You know what, though? That's one of the... I'm ashamed to admit it. For some reason, these Christmas films, but when Billy Bob Thornton walks in and Thurman Merman singing Silent Night, kind of gives me a little lump in my throat.
Oh, yeah? I haven't seen it.
Oh, shit. You should
I definitely won't. Thurman Merman wearing the same shirt he wore 10 years ago in the first one.
Oh, and it's weird because like he's singing and it's obviously dubbed over with like this really high-pitched voice. You've got to see it.
Okay, that sounds funny then.
Just watch the fucking clip. It's like clearly he's lip syncing and it's somebody's voice and it's like really high pitched, like a soprano.
Oh, Thurman Merman, best performance is. Well, why don't you find it and play it? Thurman Merman, best performance is Sandlot 2.
Dude, you got to hear this. It is the fucking funny. It is the funniest thing. This is it's so strange, bro. And we're supposed to believe that that's Thurman Merman. Unreal.
I thought when I was picturing the scene, I thought he was like in his bedroom alone or something.
No, he's like giving a performance at this orphanage.
Okay, I can
so
see
odd.
why you have a lump in your pants at that scene then.
No, it's definitely like, yeah, it's the emotional part of the movie.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
But he's wearing a Santa suit, and it's fuck.
God,
something else, man.
That. Well, moving on from that, March 31st, we have Tommy Boy.
Now, you dog on this movie for some dumb reason.
Well, I have no reason to. I've never seen it all the way through.
Oh, man. I don't know if you would like it if you haven't really watched it, but...
I appreciate Chris Farley, though.
Oh, he's great. I mean, that movie's great. Black Sheep is not great. Beverly Hills Ninja is not great, but Tommy Boy is a fantastic comedy.
Scenes that I've seen, they're funny. I mean, he was just very agile for a big guy, and he was able to do things that you know,
and the
John Candy never could.
Right, and the David Spade, Chris Farley chemistry in that movie that's awesome.
Primo.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'll check it out at some point, and I don't mean that sarcastically.
No, it's fun. And is it a great piece of cinema? No. But it's fun.
April 7th, Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Have you seen these?
I've just seen the first one.
Okay.
I like Martin Lawrence as a comedian.
The second one I like. I think it's a pretty decent cop action movie.
It's like 2.5 hours. It's so long for that type of movie.
Yeah, well, Michael Bay is very self-indulgent.
I was just like, why? Because I just watched Bad Boys like not too long ago, and then I was going to watch the second one, and I'm thinking, my God, I'm not sitting through a 2.5 hour buddy cop comedy.
Yeah, that's the preferable one. So I feel like at some point you should check it out. I don't know if you'll like it, but I think it's the better one.
I enjoy Martin Lawrence. I'm not a big Will Smith fan, but I like Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. A few weeks later, April 26th, this is a movie that I don't really care for. Friday.
Well, it's because you're racist.
Oh, is that what it means? I was just talking about Bad Boys.
The Bad Boys that you gave 2 stars to.
Bad Boys 2.
Oh, okay. But I've never seen Friday. It's regarded as a comedy classic, though.
That's what I hear a lot of people say.
I've just never seen it. It's not that I don't want to see it. I just haven't.
I don't know. Just
It's
didn't
one
click
of those,
for
though,
me.
that's been talked, like, it's quoted to death. And now you have, like, people that, like, middle-aged white women that clearly have never seen Friday. And they're like, bye, Felicia.
Bye,
And
Felicia.
it's, like, so cringy because they have no clue what they're quoting, you know?
Yeah, the context.
Oh, you got tell Ronnie you got knocked the fuck out.
It's just not my type of thing, you know? I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of Chris Tucker.
You're not a big
anyway.
fan of black people is what you're saying.
Yeah, true. Moving on.
That's a joke, folks.
That's a joke, folks. I love. April 28th. April 28th, we have a couple more. Crumb and Village of the Damned, which is another Carpenter one, I think.
That is. I've never seen that one.
He's made a lot.
You know,
Unfortunately.
I know you like to make fun of John Carpenter. I think there's a Scream Factory, that one.
There is, yeah.
Something about that is just not very appealing to me, but
If I recall, it looks very Children of the Corn based on the artwork.
it does. And they've got like weird white hair and
Yeah.
you know,
And
John Carpenter can have all those shitty movies because he's made some of the all-time greats of the genre.
He has. He definitely has.
Got to admit that.
I don't hate John Carpenter. It's a shtick.
John Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter made one good film.
That look,
It's not Halloween.
If you go to his Letterboxd like list of films, that top 8 is pretty strong. The Thing, Halloween, They Live, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, The Fog, In the Mouth of Madness, Christine. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
It drops off big time after that, but those are pretty good.
Yeah, your John Carpenter watch party was short-lived.
Oh, I was trying to do a.
So you don't even remember.
I'm going to work on it. It's. I've got a list where it's private. John Carpenter best to worst. Yeah, I only made it through like 3 of them. I started watching like Dark Star and shit like that. I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm just moving to Halloween.
I've got a list like that too, but it's Ingmar Bergman.
Oh well, you're better than I am, I guess.
True. Glad we established that. Crumb, though, by the way, pretty good documentary on the Criterion Collection.
Terry's wig off.
Yeah, speaking of Bad Santa.
That's right.
Have you seen it?
I have not, but you know what? I might like
bizarre.
that guy as a director because I like Bad Santa and I like Ghost World. That's 2 for 2.
Yeah, Ghost World's pretty good. I don't know if he's done anything else, though, besides those 3.
I always forget Ghost World's on. He's done Art School Confidential.
Don't know it.
Kind of. I don't know what it is. And Louie Bluey.
Yeah, so he's really done.
And that's a documentary, too.
Very weird, eclectic filmography.
I like Ghost World a lot.
Yeah, pretty
I always
good.
forget that's on Criterion. I don't know if I would buy it, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I want to check that out again. I've seen it, but
It's got some big... Never mind.
May 19th, we've got film we kind of touched on, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Are you a fan of the franchise?
Die Hard, the first Die Hard is great, I think. What is the second one?
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Is the third one, is that the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
That's this one, right?
Yeah, I like that one. That's probably my second favorite.
I think it's pretty good. Isn't he like running around town trying to stop the bad guy?
And Jeremy Irons, I think, is the villain.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I like that one. I think that's the second best one.
Yeah.
The original collection of those films is pretty good, but for some reason they're still making them as of like a couple years ago, and it needs to just stop.
Yeah, those last two are a little rough.
Just, let's put it to bed.
Tuck it in and put it to bed. Oh, fuck. Next up, on May 24th, we have Braveheart.
To that, for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Now, that's iconic. That's an iconic line.
Does that not get you hyped up?
It kind of does. The music sounds good.
Oh, well, James Horner.
I was going to say, is that a Horner score? I can tell just from hearing that.
Crazy, right?
Fuck.
I think this is arguably James Horner's best year of scores. You've got Braveheart, Jumanji, Apollo 13.
Damn.
Casper.
Fuck.
And there's another one. I think it's called Jade, but I don't know what that is. But Titanic's my favorite, but
I fucking miss that guy, man.
Oh, that's a great top four.
Shit. All in the same year.
All in the same year. Fantastic. Braveheart. Oh.
I need to watch that.
I probably hyped it up way too much.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I know I'm going to love that movie.
It's just like straight up pure epic spectacle, and it's just so entertaining all the way through it.
Please bring me that Blu-ray and Barton Fink.
Ooh.
And Babe.
Oh, Babe. Yeah, that's right.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. But yeah, it's the battle sequences are so good. They're exciting. Mel Gibson's great. The accent is, here or there. But yeah, there's a lot of chill-inducing moments like that one, and then at the very end, which I won't spoil, but he just likes to scream about freedom, and it's fucking awesome.
Nice.
And the score by Horner is, of course, one of his best, I think, of all time.
James Horny.
Yeah. It does feel really good, though, for the 1700s. It feels like a dirty movie. I know you like dirty stuff.
I like those.
Yeah. So Braveheart. Please check that out very soon. I'll bring it to you tomorrow.
Please. I'll bring Sid and Nancy.
Ooh, another dirty film.
Dirty, dirty heroin.
Yeah. Let me know, people, if you've seen Braveheart. I'm sure you have. Okay, real quick. I watched that movie for the first time like 5 years ago, and I think I've seen it like 5 times since.
Shit.
Super fun.
Well, I'm the only asshole that hasn't seen it, so.
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, that was the big movie of this year. That was the one that won Best Picture. He won Best Director.
It's criminal for me to not watch that because I love Mel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. It happens, bud. It's all right. I also read that Brad Pitt was supposed to play that role as well. And,
no, I'd rather have Mel.
And he was just going to direct. It seems like Brad Pitt has missed out on a lot of movies.
He has. It's a long runtime on Braveheart.
Well, what else are you doing on a Saturday?
Jerking off.
Does that take 3 hours?
Sometimes.
Well, you can do it to the chick in the movie because she's... Whew,
hey.
she's hot.
Catherine McCormick?
Yeah. And then there's another one that was in the James Bond movie World Is Not Enough that played Electra King. Yeah.
Okay.
Hot movies, action.
Well, I know she dies in the movie because I just Googled her, so fuck this.
Why? Why are you Googling it?
I typed Catherine McCormick Braveheart. I want to see how she looked, and then it popped up Catherine McCormick Braveheart death.
God damn it.
She is hot. Damn.
Yeah. We'll look her up now. Not so much.
Well, most women age like shit.
Hi. We're the cinema scumbags, and we're misogynistic.
That's not true. Well, I mean, the aging part's true.
Oh, yeah. Well,
white people in general age like shit.
Shit, I'm 26 and ugly as shit already, so, there you go. Yeah, Braveheart. Please don't wait now that you know what happens.
Well, I know she died. Well, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm pretty sure I know Mel dies too at the end of that movie.
No, he doesn't.
He does. That's okay.
Well, it's based on a true story, so
it's okay.
I mean, kind of. I know it's historically very inaccurate. Moving on, May 26th. Oh my God, we have another James Horner score, Casper.
Can I fuck you?
Like, okay, this is another one. Is it a good movie?
I could talk about this movie for a while.
There are moments that I love. I love when his wife comes back. What does she say? I can't remember exactly, but she's like, just watch over her or something.
Yeah, she tells him. I think she tells him he's doing a good job. And
that score. Go ahead.
I think that is a good movie. Like, I don't watch kids movies that come out nowadays. I don't have kids, and I'm 30. I don't know if they tackle that type of stuff, though. You know what I mean?
Death?
Yeah, like,
yeah,
that's kind of a deep movie. It's about that girl, you know, Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. You know, they're lonely. She misses her mom, and fucking Bill Pullman's dealing with the death of his wife. And I mean, that's the theme of the film, you know?
Yeah, and it's played off really well. It's, you know, there's some moments of comedy, there's some moments of cheesy 90s stuff, but
that's a fucking fun movie, man. I watch that every Halloween.
Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty solid. I think last time I watched it, I put it like a 3, though.
Yeah,
which doesn't mean anything.
I probably have it as like a 3.5, but for what it is, you know, they could definitely cut some of the stuff out of there, but
yeah,
there's a good message there, which I don't know if like family movies or kids movies nowadays do that.
Right, yeah. Also on the same day, a couple Cannes films, Dead Man from Jarmusch, and then
that's a great film, Dead Man.
I really like both of them, but Dead Man is the one I've seen more recently, and I really enjoy that.
That's one of Jarmusch's best from what I've seen. Yeah,
kick-ass score from Neil Young, and then Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon.
God, I miss baseball. Johnny Depp, you know, he's way more reserved than in most of his other movies.
Yeah, it's a good one.
June 2nd, Bridges of Madison County. This is a Clint Eastwood film. It's also an Iowa film.
Hey.
So you have that, and it gave Streep an Academy Award nomination, but then again, what hasn't at this point?
That's true.
June 16th, Batman Forever. My opinion, maybe the most forgettable of those 4 movies.
Is that the Jim Carrey one?
I think so.
Yeah. You know, there was like this weird... Yeah, I don't know. Batman Forever. Batman, what's the other one? Batman Returns?
Yeah. Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Not much there for me.
Forgettable. Well, at least forever. June 23rd, Pocahontas, another Mel Gibson film.
Never seen that.
It's pretty great from what I remember. It's got some of the best music in a Disney film.
Yeah.
Colors of the Wind is a fantastic song. I think it won the Oscar that year, too.
I had no idea Mel was in that.
Yeah, he plays John Smith.
Shit.
And he's not even the main person. I wish I could remember who played Pocahontas. But yeah,
see,
pretty
now
good.
Isn't like a movie like that should seem like it should be having a resurgence right now, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd think. Yeah, I don't know. It's another one of those, just like whatever we were talking about earlier, Peter Pan, that I have not seen in years.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 5 years old and that came out, like, I remember it being everywhere.
Right.
You know, I remember that being the hot thing, but I was like, 5-year-old boy, like, I don't want to watch Pocahontas. It's a girl movie, you know?
Right.
So I never watched it. And it's probably great, but I remember that being my mindset. Like, no, I'm not going to watch that. I don't want to see that.
Amazing how your perspective changes over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. June 30th, Apollo 13. Which is a pretty good film.
It's a great film.
Another Horner score.
Your 4 stars a little low.
4 is respectable.
I think you should tack a half star onto that.
4 is respectable.
I think you should tack a half star onto that.
4 is respectable. But yeah, Ron Howard.
3.
Ron Howard.
Yeah. Tom Hanks. Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, Gary Sinise, Ed Harris.
Sinise, yeah. That's
stacked.
That's a good one. And then also on the same day, Judge Dredd.
I've not seen that.
I don't know.
Do you like the recent one?
I do. Being Olivia Thirlby.
Cool.
Big
I remember getting that from Redbox and renting it and really liking it, but I have not seen it in years.
Yeah, that's a fun one. And especially for me, like, I'm not usually into that type of shit, but
yeah,
got it as a 3.5.
Yeah.
Hey, Olivia Thirlby's on Cameo. I wonder how much to
Ooh.
Never mind.
To take her top off.
Olivia, at my request, could you please moan my name and take your shirt off?
You'll have to find her OnlyFans for that one.
Damn. Wish that was real. She's so fine.
She is, man. I haven't seen her in quite a while. She's not really been in much.
She's great in the whackness.
She's great to whack off to, too.
Josh Peck can't last too long with her in that movie.
Yeah, well, it'd be like the American Pie gif.
That's pretty much what it is.
Let me see. Oh, July 14th. India in the Cupboard.
Ooh.
This is another one of those kids' movies that I think aged well.
It did. I was always so perplexed by that kid's weird face and his weird name.
I felt like Omri because I have fucked up teeth too.
Yeah, you kind of look like him.
Yeah, we were the same person. I was playing with my little toys, wishing they would come to life.
God damn, he's ugly.
And then I turned 25.
Yep, and this was, this is the Nick Beazle story.
This was a great year for scores, though. India in the Cupboard had another fantastic score.
That was... I remember seeing that in the theater as a kid, and I don't think I saw it since. And then that Blu-ray came out, that was like 4 or 5 years ago now?
Yeah.
And I went to grab it, and I watched it, and yeah, I mean, I agree. I didn't really have that emotional connection to it, and I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to pop that in at some... God damn it, there's so many movies that I just want to pop in and watch.
The little Indian is a rapper now.
He is, and then Steve Coogan's in it as medic, and then that other guy, I just saw him in something else recently, who plays the cowboy. Shit, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, the next day, July 15th, Whisper of the Heart, which is a Ghibli, not one of my favorites, but I like all of them.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
July 19th. This is a big one that I hear from a lot of people, but I've never seen it. Chick flick Clueless.
I've never seen it either. Again, at the time, why would I have watched that,
Exactly. And I can't see myself appreciating it now.
No.
But I know people love it.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, yeah, Paul Rudd. Lacey Silverstone. Silverstone, right?
That's right.
July 28th. Here's a couple we can talk about. Kids. I mean, I can't talk about that one.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
It's good.
Good or...
No, it's a good movie. Yes, it's fucking disgusting, but...
Is that the one with the kid in the bathtub and the spaghetti?
No,
that's Gummo.
That's Gummo.
I always get those two dirty films confused.
I would recommend Kids. It's like a good coming of age film, but it's just dirty. They're like walking around, a bunch of underage sex and AIDS and all sorts of fucked up shit. Yeah, it's
Jesus Christ.
It's an HIV coming of age film. Coming of AIDS.
Coming of AIDS. Coming in AIDS. And then the same day, Waterworld.
Oh my God.
One of the biggest flops ever.
True. And I only just saw it probably a year ago for the first time.
Yeah.
That great Arrow Video release. I got my hands on that after debating it for 2 nights.
Yeah, you can watch a breakdown of him in one of our videos.
Yeah, that is definitely regarded as one of, if not the biggest flops.
I don't know why it didn't catch on like Mad Max.
No, I think it's a good movie, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just from just a technical standpoint, all those shots in the open water, and
it's impressive.
It's pretty badass. The music is fucking great.
Oh, water level music.
Oh, man, the track is called "Swimming" off the Waterworld soundtrack, and it is fantastic.
It's so weird to me that there's a specific sound that a score can have that makes it sound like water.
Yeah, I think that was James Newton Howard, I believe, that did that.
Ooh.
But yeah, there's a scene in that movie where Kevin Costner is teaching the girl how to swim, or he's like got her on his back and they're swimming, and this song plays, and holy shit, it's great.
Oh yeah.
I like that movie a lot, though, man.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Total spectacle.
I appreciate it. August 4th. Ooh. We have Babe. Can I talk a moment about this? Because you haven't seen it, right?
I saw it the day it came out, probably in the theater. Right. And that's right. The last time I've seen it.
This is a weird one because the plot and the whole idea around the movie is just so bizarre. I think it was a book at one point, but it's just it's a pig that is raised as livestock and he wants to be a sheepdog. There's got to be like a deeper meaning to it.
I just remember the odd style. Like, I don't know how to describe that style. It's like a live-action chicken run feel. Farm.
Okay, yeah.
Don't know.
Little dirty. Little dirty.
Yeah, kind of a brownish color palette.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing special about the way it looks. But it was one that I watched so much growing up. I just couldn't get enough of it. And then watching it recently, I was shocked to find out that it was nominated for a shit ton of Oscars, including Best Picture.
Damn, Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Fuck.
The technical aspects too, the CGI and the animatronics, they still look good. The mouth movements don't look weird. It's kind of dark too. All the animals are basically picking on him and telling him, "Oh, they're going to eat you for dinner one day."
Is this one where you can see the animal's mouth moving?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought this was one of those where like their mouth doesn't move.
No, the mouth moves, and like I said, it doesn't look goofy. But yeah, kind of dark at times. There's a scene where the duck, his duck mate friend, is looking in on a Christmas dinner, and it's like a friend. It was a duck dinner. It was a friend he had. He's like, her name was Georgiana.
This is dark.
Dark, yeah. James Cromwell's good too. He's like this quiet and reserved farmer. It grossed like $250 million. I couldn't believe it.
I remember that shit being popular though. You know, you have like memories of stuff hitting hard like that when it first comes out.
Yeah, it's super timeless. You really can't pinpoint when it's set. And the ending, it's so weird because, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, I guess, because it's, not a big deal. But he basically becomes a sheepdog, and the crowd cheers for him, and the music is great. It's like, I don't get why it makes me feel the way it does, but it's just so good.
Man, I want some bacon.
And then at the very end, you get James Cromwell giving the big line of the film.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Wow.
Fuck. If you haven't seen the movie, you can't appreciate it, but I hope somebody else out there has seen it and just understands my predicament and how good this shit is.
Surely there's some loser listening to this podcast that loves Babe.
There has to be. I mean, it made $250 million.
I want to watch it because I have really just faint memories of it.
Yeah. Great voice acting, too. Hugo Weaving is one of the dogs in it.
Ooh.
And then Christine Cavanaugh, who just passed away a few years ago, but she was the voice of Chucky Finster, plays Babe. Yeah. So, super good. Super good. Moving on, though. Just have a few more here. August 11th, Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to bring this up because you mentioned it the other day.
Well, I don't know why I brought it up because it's a fucking shitty movie.
This is another one I remember the trailer of, and I think it was on the VHS of Babe.
It probably was.
But I have no idea what it's about.
Thomas Ian Nicholas, who was for some reason involved in the baseball genre. So like a little league game and there's an earthquake. He's like in the dugout and he fucking falls into it and it takes him back to medieval times. Very odd.
Stupid.
One of my cousins really likes the film. I remember like watching it over there as a kid. But I never like totally sat through it. Just one of those weird movies.
Yeah. It sounds like one that works better in that time.
Yeah, it sounds like one that never worked at all.
April 25th and September 8th are ones that don't know about, but Desperado, which is one of Robert Rodriguez's films. And
Okay.
somebody that I have not delved too deep in, other than Spy Kids.
Other than Spy Kids, yeah. And Planet Terror.
Yeah, Planet Terror. And then September 8th, Tu Wong Fu.
A great
Sounds
trans
like a
movie.
It sounds like a movie you've seen.
Patrick Swayze and Drag.
Isn't it Wesley Snipes as well?
And John Leguizamo, I think.
Wow, sounds incredible.
Maybe he's not in there.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's
I think you're thinking of a different John
Oh.
Leguizamo drag film.
No, it's Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and John Leguizamo. It's 3 New York City drag queens who embark on a road trip.
Interesting.
Fuck.
What's the road trip for?
I don't know.
A drag race?
It's on It's on Netflix. Maybe I should watch it tonight.
Oh, there you go. I'll watch Happy Gilmore. You can watch Tu Wong Fu.
Oh God.
September 15th, Usual Suspects. You have not seen this, am I right?
I tried.
Oh, okay. I mean, the best thing about it's the ending.
I think I might just not have been in the mood for it. I don't write movies. Sometimes I'll put in a movie. Maybe I'm not in the mood for it, and I'll move on, but I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
I put it in not too long ago. Oh my God, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it's really the ending is the best part about it, and everything else is kind of unforgivable.
Unforgivable or forgettable?
Unforgettable.
Oh,
I don't know why I said both at the same time.
No, so it would be forgettable.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Sorry.
I get what you're saying.
I'm falling apart. September 22nd, Empire Records.
Oh my God.
But also the better film that came out that day. Seven.
Look, I know you don't like Empire Records.
That's okay.
You're a little too young to appreciate that time, I think. Because you know me, I was 5, so I knew what was going on.
I was 5, and Liv Tyler really got me going.
Here's the thing, though, about that movie. I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it just a few years ago for the first time. So to me, it just felt like a look back, like a time capsule sort of thing,
Okay.
And it's one of those that, man, it's so fucking 90s. And yes, Liv Tyler, my God. Had to pause a few times, if you know what I mean. And Renee Zellweger.
Is it just like them in a record store?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a, day at the record store. They all work there, and there's this guy coming in, this big artist, and they're having a big event, and there's like some romance things going on, some different characters. I enjoy it. I think it's a hell of a movie.
Takes you back to being 5.
Takes me back to discovering masturbating for the first time.
Hey.
Oh my God, I love Liv Tyler.
Hey, I learned that from Victoria's Secret magazine, just like in Boyhood.
You're just like Mason. Well,
that's why it resonates. But yeah, also on that day, 7. Do you like 7?
One of the better Fincher films.
I cannot. This is another movie that almost feels timeless because I can't believe it's 25 years ago.
Yeah,
it feels like a movie that came out in like 2010 or something.
Yeah, I could see that. I've only seen it once, so I enjoyed it though.
Yeah. Well, I mention it a lot. I'm a big fan of Brad Pitt. I think he's very underappreciated because he's mostly like a good-looking guy. But yeah, he's always good. And then Morgan Freeman, of course.
And Spacey, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you like Legends of the Fall?
I haven't seen it.
Since you love Brad Pitt so much, you might want to slap it to that movie.
Well, there we go. Let me check that out. Isn't he in, what is that green, something about a valley or like pond or something?
Oh, the river runs through it?
Oh, yeah. That looks boring.
Yeah, I think I have the Digibook somewhere.
Oh, cool. Well, September 29th, we have a double feature of shitty movies. We've got Big Green and Curse of Michael Myers.
You weren't lying. That's like the shittiest of the shit.
One good film and one shit film.
It's like one fucking shitty film and one fucking atrocious piece of ass film.
Which one's the atrocious piece of ass?
Halloween 6.
Oh, okay. I will say though that when I went and visited my brother, we watched Big Green, and we had a blast watching it. But
That's
I think
fun.
that's the only way you could like watch that movie because it's not good.
Yeah, I bet you guys were cracking on it the whole time.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
And I watched it a lot growing up.
Oh man, that's one that just didn't hold up for me. But I mean, I watched it as a kid. I wasn't into soccer, but I watched the movie, and I tried watching it a couple years ago. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is terrible.
Well, that's true. And you were talking about Little Giants, which you probably like more because you probably played football.
I never even played football, but I was just, I watched football. I liked football better. Not even. I think that's a better movie.
It just reminded me of the shitty recreational teams I played on, and it was.
There's just it's just a little higher quality. You got Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill. It's like,
you don't like Steve Guttenberg and Olivia d'Abo?
No. Patrick Renna.
Yeah, Patrick Renna, Chauncey Lepardi.
God, any movies those guys were in outside of The Sandlot are all fucking ass.
I think it's a good double feature. It's weird, too, that they both came together again for a sports movie.
Take a glance at Patrick Renna's fucking filmography.
I don't want to, but he's got a YouTube channel.
Does he?
Yeah, I think it's pretty new.
Man, I wonder if we could get him on here.
I don't know, maybe, but he did Justin Turner did one of those Zoom calls with the cast of The Sandlot recently.
Really?
It's pretty cool. I'm waiting for the Big Green one.
See, we should reach out to some guys like that and just do it like as maybe not even on the podcast, but like a Zoom thing, or a stream.
Just talking.
Yeah.
We could try. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Hey, Patrick. Okay, so we're done talking about The Sandlot. So
Patrick, love you in Heavyweights. You're not in that. Oh, sorry.
That was another group of fat asses.
But then the next week, October 6th, Kicking and Screaming, a Noah Baumbach film.
God damn, I didn't know that was that old.
I know. I didn't love it, but it's another Olivia d'Abo film, and she was hot back then.
Never seen it.
It's on Netflix, I think.
Oh yeah, she was pretty bad.
Yeah. So it just really seems like with Baumbach, he's either really good or really bad. There's like no in between.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, the ones that I like from him, I tend to really, really enjoy.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kicking and Screaming, October 20th. Ooh. This one makes sense because they're putting out an Arrow video of it. Mallrats.
Oh.
Now,
nice.
This is a movie that I watched quite a few times when I first found out about it and watched it, which is only a few years ago, but I have not watched it since, no matter how many times I want to.
Yeah. And it's just like, wait, you've only seen this once?
I've seen it a couple of times.
Oh, okay. Like quintessential slacker film.
Oh, yeah.
Two guys dumped by their girlfriends, go to the mall, hang out for the day.
I don't know about you, but I mean, in high school, the mall was where I hung out a lot of the time.
All the time. I'd have my mom drop me off there. I'd meet my buddies. Seriously spend way too much time there, hoping to get some chicks' numbers. It only worked like a couple times.
Yeah, we never did that. I think we mostly went to People Watch.
Did that too. Sat on the couches in the middle of the mall.
Yeah, sat in the tables in the middle of the food court. Just hung out. Oh, it takes me back.
Yeah, the mall was the shit.
Mallrats, though.
Love
really
the
fun
movie.
Now I just need to wait till September and I'll finally watch it again.
Dude, that Arrow edition looks nice.
It looks nice. I can't wait for that. October 27th, Leaving Las Vegas, which I think is Cage's best performance. Only good performance. Let me correct that.
I think Nick Cage is really good in that movie, but I don't think the movie's that great.
Okay. It gets a little melodramatic. Elizabeth Shue is hot.
She is.
But yeah,
she is, but she's never like totally done it for me, like a lot of other people, I guess. I mean, she's hot. She's in Greyhound.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. For 3 minutes.
What is it? His wife?
Yeah, and you see her at the beginning and never again.
Cool. November 10th.
It's a good performance though from Nick.
Oh yeah, it is. I think he won that year for it.
Yeah.
November 10th, The Preferable Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Not my favorite series.
No, definitely not. But if I had to pick one, I like When Nature Calls. I think It was also the one that I watched growing up. I never watched the first one before I saw the second.
Those movies were like total products of the 90s. Like,
oh yeah,
that Jim Carrey shtick, you know, that was like total 90s.
Yeah, and you might have been off. I don't know if you were at work that day, but we were watching it in the break room, and I was still laughing at some of the parts. So I feel like maybe it'll hold up if I try again.
Yeah, I'd give those a watch. I mean,
yeah.
I think that there's like a Ace Ventura double pack that was on Blu-ray, and I think it went out of print.
I have that.
It's like fucking expensive, I think.
Ooh, I have that.
Let me look that up out of curiosity, because it was like there was a 2-pack.
I'm pretty sure I have that.
I mean, it's not like blown out of proportion. But it's $30 on eBay or on Amazon.
I mean, that's a lot for a double feature of those movies.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're fun. They're fun.
Getting all the out of print stuff.
OOP.
November 17th. Love this movie, Goldeneye.
Oh my god.
Probably like one of the best known favorite 007 movies in the franchise.
I mean, I haven't seen them all, but it's my favorite.
I watched it recently, like probably within the past few months, and it holds up. It's still a very good action film.
Yeah, I just associate that, you know, just associate it with the great times and the game that came out. And,
yeah.
But the movie is genuinely good. It's a good Bond film.
It's very good. And it's just cool because obviously at the time I couldn't appreciate it, but, you know, he was a new Bond at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think people thought he could do it. And
right.
I think he's my favorite, but it's because he grew up with him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just a product of, you know, me being young at the time. And like I said, that game played a huge role in how I feel about that film.
Definitely, yeah. These next few, these are some big ones. November 22nd, we have 2. Casino.
Ooh.
And then, why don't we talk about Casino for a second, then we'll get to the second one. Thoughts?
It's great.
Seen it once.
Oh, okay. I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, but it's very good. I mean, it's definitely up there as far as better films.
It's not in the Goodfellas category.
Echelon.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Wolf of Wall Street and Irishman are in that category.
Crazy.
Casino is a little step below, but it's really good.
That ending with that part has stuck with me ever since I saw it.
Oh yeah,
with Joe Pesci and the
cornfield.
Yeah, that has stuck with me. That was very disturbing.
It was kind of cool to see Marty go for like a Las Vegas approach and kind of change the scenery a little bit.
Yeah, Don Rickles is in it too, and a pretty meaty part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone looking bad.
Oh, that's right. I did get that 4K, so I want to check that out at some point.
Yeah, I don't know that. I need to get that.
And then we touched on this one briefly, but Toy Story.
What can you say about Toy Story, man?
Changed the game. Changed
the game, and I mean, animation has never been the same after that film came out.
Yeah, love this movie. I think, well, we talked about the highest grossing. Die Hard was the highest grossing in 1995, but then when Toy Story was re-released in like 2014 or something like that, I think it took over as highest grossing, which I don't know if that really counts. But Toy Story, fantastic. Kind of dated at this point.
It looks a little bit rough. I mean,
especially when you look at the fourth one. That fourth one is so detailed and beautiful looking.
It looks a little bit rough for sure.
But I still love it.
Yeah, when you consider that it was 25 years old and that was kind of a breakthrough thing. And it's a great film. Great film.
Fantastic. Love it. Need to go back and, well, I would say trilogy, but we don't have that anymore. Need to go back and watch all of them because
it could still be a trilogy in your head.
I like 4, so.
So do I. It's the worst of them all, though.
Well, you're talking about, at least in my opinion, you're talking about 3 M words. I mean, I think they're all 5 stars.
1 and 3 are M words. 2 is pretty good. 4 is good.
Nobody seems to really care for 2 that much. Well, not say they don't care. It just seems like that's always people's least favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's grown on me a little bit. I love the third one. The fourth one just felt like an epilogue that we didn't need, but I mean, it's quality. They always are.
Yeah, they always are. December 15th. God damn. Okay, the first one, I don't know if you've seen it. Heat?
I have not seen it.
It's a pretty fantastic crime film.
It's a pretty long crime film.
Well, that should not be the argument against a film.
No, that's just why I haven't gotten around to it yet.
But I mean, you got De Niro, you got Pacino, you got Kilmer. Probably some of the most realistic, intense gunfights. It's a great crime film. I've only seen it once, but it's really good.
I need to get on that.
And then, oh my God. Sorry, I'm trying to get the clip. Next up.
26 years ago, you played a game with a little boy down the street. A game with drums.
How do you know that?
I was that little boy, Sarah.
God damn.
You killed her.
Like Kirsten Dunst stares at him. Okay, well...
Well, we both just watched this, so we can elaborate on Jumanji.
Well, I think it says something that when I asked you, what 1995 film should I watch tonight? And that was the first one I thought of.
Yeah, skipping over Casino and all the great films that we've just mentioned.
Well, that's true. Casino is a little daunting on a weeknight.
Right.
But I was thinking of something that I love and...
Jumanji is such an odd film for me. There's something strange about that movie.
We've talked about it, and it's really hard to put my finger on what it is that I love about that movie. There's like, okay, the difference between it and the new ones is this has like a constant, overwhelming sense of dread. Like, there's really no funny moments.
No, I mean, the only comedic stuff you get is from David Allen Greer, and it's great, I think. I mean, he's fucking hilarious in the movie.
Other than him screaming on the door when he's on the water, it's all pretty subtle humor.
Right.
And I have not seen those Kevin Hart ones, but I know how they go.
It's
I can
different.
just I can sense how it is.
Jack Black stuck in a woman's body.
Well, and I think that's the difference that makes the stakes in this better, is that they don't go in the game. Everything comes to the real world.
Right. But, you know, we were talking about this. This is what we talk about at lunch. We analyze Jumanji, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of serious themes in the movie.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of talking about that. I kind of get the sense of like toxic masculinity in a way.
No.
And you don't think so, with him chasing him? Oh, come back and face me like a man, and everything. You got to be afraid of your father, and
okay, in that sense, I mean, maybe.
But you could also,
term.
well, I don't mean it in that way, but it's about father-son relationships.
Definitely that.
Facing your fears.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the father-son thing is a big part of that film.
And I love the theme of a movie where they go through their life in one way and they come back to normal and they realize, you know, not to take anything for granted. Mm-hmm. And it's like when he comes back from Jumanji, the dad's like, I've only been gone 5 minutes.
Yeah, feels like a lot longer.
Yeah, that gets me every time. Along with the scene where he comes back from the jungle and goes to the graveside of his parents.
Oh, that's the best part of the movie. You know, he gets out of the game and he quickly realizes that, you know, things are not like when he left.
Yeah, it's because you think the dad's kind of a dickhead, but then he goes to the homeless guy in his lovely loft in the pair of shoes factory, and he's like, you know, he spent all his money and his time to find his kid, and he stopped coming to work. Nobody ever loved their boy like he loved his boy.
Shit,
so
man.
It's so good. The music, another James Horner score.
It's one of his best.
Yeah, easily one of the best.
And a good mixture of like drama and like action and good effects. I mean, for the time, you know, the effects are great still.
Yeah,
the monkeys look a little rough.
Monkeys a little bit, but I think the set pieces are really good. I love the rampage through the town.
Yeah. And it's just a damn good, like, adventure film, you know?
It is, yeah. I watched it with those headphones that I got, and it makes a difference with the bass, and there's like little subtleties I picked up on.
Yeah.
Like when he gets back into his room and he's like, I'm back.
Oh, man.
It's little things like that. And it's Robin Williams having to act like a kid, pretty much.
It's fucked because I like just watched that last night. I could watch that right now, you know?
Oh, I could too.
Robin Williams is great in the film.
Endlessly rewatch. Bonnie Hunt, she's great in it too.
Yeah, she's good.
And you don't hear a lot about her anymore.
No. Yeah, there's something about that movie though, man. And it's like it could have been really cheesy, but it's not. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole thing with the game is kind of the mystery is so well done, you know.
Yeah, and there's dread throughout the whole thing. Like they feel like there's stakes.
And the best part of that is we get no explanation of what Jumanji even is or where it came from.
Yeah.
Or you know why it's like that. So I like that movie a lot.
Yeah. There's a couple really like subtle and dark jokes in it too, like when Van Pelt goes to get the gun and the guy's like, "You're not a postal worker, are you?"
As a kid, you're like, "Well, what is he talking about?"
Yeah, I didn't understand it until probably this rewatch, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, love Jumanji. If somebody can explain in a much deeper and intellectual way of why the film works, please let us know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm blinded by nostalgia on that or not, but I mean, I think it's a good movie.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a good eye for what is actually good and not.
Yeah, I think it's a
in
good
my
movie.
age.
Because there have been movies that I liked as a kid that I go back to and I'm just like, wow, fucking awful.
Big Green, for example.
Yeah, that's not one of them at all.
Yeah, there's a big difference between that and Jumanji, but you know what I'm saying. And then a couple more here. On Christmas, 4 Rooms, which I've not seen, but the only thing I know is that Quentin Tarantino has a part in it.
Yeah, Tarantino.
It's like an anthology film, which is weird for a Christmas release. And then on December 29th, 12 Monkeys.
I like that one a lot.
I do like that one as well. And Dead Man Walking, which is also a pretty good film.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon.
Okay.
I think it was directed by Tim Robbins, too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Old Tim.
But, holy shit, that about does it.
Yeah. Hell of an episode.
Really broke down 1995. So look out next year for 96.
96. Coming at you.
Well, any thoughts?
No, I like doing those, though. Going back and reflecting on a milestone and looking at how quick time has moved.
Oh, God, sickening. Glad you brought that up.
Well, anything before we close it off?
I'm hungry.
So am I. Hey, like we said at the beginning of the episode, if you haven't been over to YouTube, youtube.com/cinemascumbags, a lot of good stuff over there. A lot of recent Criterion content, Blu-ray updates. Like I said, this is just kind of a supplement of everything else that we do. So check that out. Let us know what you think about any of the stuff we discussed. Call into the show. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we'll have it somewhere in the description.
We have it. It is 213-444-3766.
Leave your messages, leave your comments. We'll play them on the show. Anything else, Nick?
Thanks for listening. Appreciate all of you.
Thank you guys for listening. And as always, go fuck yourselves.